Alright, so this video is going to be dealing with how to address bad posture, specifically around people who work at desks most of the day. So we're looking at kind of that kyphotic back or pronated shoulders, lots of things we're dealing with here, and then jutting neck. So nerd neck and pronated shoulders, anterior pelvic tilt. Those are the things we're going to be addressing, and corrective stretching and exercise to deal with that. So we're going to start off with some fascial release, and what we want to do is we're going to basically inhibit muscles on the anterior chain, thinking of the pectorals and the deltoids, because when we spend all of our day typing and sitting in this posture, texting, all this stuff, we're constantly shortening this anterior chain, and then we're in a loosened stretch state in the back on our posterior chain. So we're going to try and turn these muscles off, and then we're going to work on doing some warm-ups to engage the posterior chain and stretch where we need to be, and then we'll go into corrective exercise from there. So we're going to start off, I like to use a lacrosse ball because it's a little more precise than the foam roller, but I'll show you how to use both. So we'll start off with the foam roller. I equate the foam roller when it comes to fascial release to be more like a shotgun, hitting a wide range of muscles, and when we look at the lacrosse ball, we're basically using a sniper rifle. So we'll start here. I like to get into what we call an arm bar stretch here, and just start working into the deltoid. And what we want to do when we're doing this is we're thinking about trying to find places that are uncomfortable and stay there for a longer period of time, 4 to 5 deep breaths. A lot of times you're going to see people on these foam rollers and they're going to be moving around super fast, rolling. They're just missing the point on what they're supposed to be doing here. When you're using these foam rollers, you're trying to get that more deep tissue and long engagement, and you're looking for pressure in spots that are uncomfortable. So if you're rolling by and you see something that isn't bothering you, don't waste time there, keep on moving. So when we're doing this one here, we're looking at, again, rolling out here, finding those spots, and you'll notice as you move your arm up or down, you're going to feel this stretch engage more from the deltoid or the pec or into the bicep, depending on the angle and the length of your arm, okay? So we'll be working in there. Now that's how you do it with the foam roller, but like I said, I don't find the foam roller to be intense enough for me or accurate enough, so I like to work with the lacrosse ball. And so I'm going to start right on the pec, and I'm going to work my way in the same direction that the pec muscles move. So they move across and down as you go. So I'm going to be rolling the ball down those tissues and following the way that the pec muscles stride. So I'll do that on one side and then the other. And like I said, you're going to spend a little bit of time here. You can get more pressure by pushing into it. You can come up onto your toes and lift your legs up off the ground to get more pressure in there, or lay down to release some of that pressure. And so I'm not going to spend the whole video doing this. I'm just going to show you the areas to go into, and then you can pause the video as you go and take the time you need to do each of the exercises, but we're not going to go through both sides and do the whole routine. We're just going to show you how to do it. So then the next one, what we're going to do, we'll start to work up into the deltoid here and work on that tissue until we get that done. So this whole process, if you're using the lacrosse ball, you're thinking 3 or 4 minutes per side. Okay. And then we're also going to roll out the lower back here and also the IT bands, which basically start here in the pocket and roll over the top of the quadricep. So if you're using the foam roller here, we're looking at getting a stance like this. I like to put my leg over the other one for support here, And then as I start to move, I'm gonna lift my leg off the ground. And as I get further down on my leg, I'm gonna be rotating my hips. So by the time I get to my kneecap, I'm gonna be facing the ground, okay? Now I'm gonna move much slower than that. And then as I go, what I wanna do is I'm gonna find those points that are uncomfortable and I'm gonna activate the muscle underneath. Now at first, if you're new to foam rolling, you might find this a bit too much, too intense, too uncomfortable. But as you go, you'll get more accommodated to it and it'll become more like a deep tissue massage. And you'll learn to actually enjoy it after a while. Just like stretching, when that's new, that sucks. And same with strength training. When that's new, that also sucks. So as you go, finding a spot, staying there for 4 or 5 deep breaths. We're not rolling up and down really fast. Taking our time and using a lot of pressure. And if I were to do that on the lacrosse ball, it's going to look the same. It's just going to be more intense and more effective, in my opinion. So, following the IT band down. And so, again, tracing over the quad right here. Now, you could easily spend, a whole hour going over your whole body. The whole body's covered in fascia. If you think of it, it's like a skin in between your muscle and your skin, and it's kind of like a sausage casing. And so if you think of your muscle as the sausage and this is the sausage casing, it's cross-fibrous and it can get bound up and impede muscle movement. So it's good to spend a lot of time working out those areas where you're impeded. I would rather spend an hour once a week and go over the whole body and spend time on it than do 10 minutes every day. But for this workout specifically, we'll spend 10 to 15 minutes rolling out before we start the rest of the corrective exercise. And then we can spend another day on top of that just doing tissue work. So here we'll hit the lower back too on the erector spinae. So we're thinking not on the spinal cord itself, but right along the side of it and down to the hip here. We're going to work on that tissue right there. And then when we're laying there, what we're going to do, I'll post up on one leg to get more pressure, and then I'm going to abduct my hip here, and that'll get that muscle activating over the top of the ball. And like I said, you'll stay in each spot for 4 or 5 deep breaths, work your way through. Maybe 10-15 minutes for the whole thing, from the pecs to the lower back and IT hands. The next thing we're going to work on now is actually stretching. So we've inhibited the muscles we don't want to be active, that are overactive. And now we're going to start stretching the muscles that we're going to use throughout the workout. And some that we aren't. And then we'll work on activating those. So the first one we're going to do here is a hip opening exercise. I want to get my knees on a nice soft surface here, especially if you have knee pain like I do. The hardwood is not going to be your friend on this one, so a good yoga mat, thick one will work for this, or if you need a bigger, thicker knee pad or a towel will work too. I want to get my hips open like I'm doing the split as wide as I can, and I'm going to push pressure backwards like I'm trying to sit onto my ankles here. I'll use my hands to help, and then I'm going to move forward, keeping that pressure downward, so my hips are pushing down the whole time, trying to open my legs wider. And so I'll just rock back and forth, and that's going to gradually loosen up that hip socket. And so I'll do this for about 2 or 3 minutes for that pose. The next pose I'm going to go to is going to be a V-sit stretch here. Now for this one you can find a squat rack or a kettlebell or something like that to get yourself stretched wider here. You have something to grab onto and pull yourself into the stretch. You'll inhale back doing these static stretches, you're waiting for the Golgi tendon to stop spasming, and that's a protective mechanism you have inside all of your muscles. So the Golgi tendon is there to prevent the muscle from extending too fast and too far stretching. So it'll spasm, and you can feel if you hold a static stretch for 60 to 90 seconds, somewhere in there, you're going to feel that you get a little more room to go deeper into that stretch. And that's the Golgi tendon relaxing, and we're kind of waiting for those in those static poses. And then once we're pushing past that, we're getting a little more work done. So we're going to go from there. The next stretch we're going to do, a pretzel twist here. We're going to stick our leg over here, push off the side, and if you can, put your elbow down into your knee here, and twist, pushing off the back end here. And you'll do that on both sides. From here, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay on my back, and I'm going to grab this leg with the opposite hand, and I want to work my hand closer to my foot as I'm getting deeper in the stretch. I'm going to bring my toes to the ground here, and then I'm going to bring this other hand out, and I'm just going to let gravity pull and start to do snow angles with my hand. After I've done that for a good little bit, about a minute to 2 minutes per pose, I'm going to grab my leg here, pull back, and I like to dig my toe in to get a firm planted point. And I'm going to grab up here on the shin, not on my foot, because then I'll be ankle locking myself. I want to keep right here, and then the other leg, I'm going to bring it to flexion. That's going to make that stretch even more intense. Again, holding for 1 to 2 minutes per pose. The next one, I'm going to go same leg, same arm on the inside, the other leg on the outside. And then I'm going to pull up like if I'm trying to bring my foot up to my face. Stretch there. And then from there, I'm going to do a hamstring stretch. Now you can take a tension band like this. The stronger the tension band, the better you're gonna have time doing this. Even if it was like one like this that's maybe a little looser, I'd double up. And I'll grab here, lay back, and lock my knee out. And then stretch that hamstring. And I'll even move, opening my hip and moving the hip socket around back and forth as I go. Just making sure to keep the knee locked. If your knee is bent, your hamstring is shortening. It's the opposite of what we're trying to do. We're trying to stretch the hamstring, so we'll make sure this knee is locked when we're doing this. Okay? A bell works really well for that too. It's not going to have a whole lot of give. So from there, I'm going to go into scorpion stretches side to side. And for this one, I'm going to put one arm out. And the other arm is going to push. I'm going to bring my leg back like a scorpion tail, tap the ground behind me, hold for a second, and then I'm going to switch sides. And I'm just going to go back and forth like this for 20 reps. And as I go, each rep, I'm going to experiment bringing my hand high, medium, and low, and get those different angles on the stretch. So each rep, I'll do 1, 2, and 3, down low, 3, and I'll do 20 reps of those. From there, I'm going to go to, let's see here, I'm going to go into the world's greatest stretch, a variation though. So we're going to work here to open up the hip flexor here. We want to push forward on our hips here. We have a lunge. The other foot's dug in nice tight here. You're pushing your hips forward. And then I'm going to reach over and get a good hip flexor stretch here. And then I'll come back and I'll do that as a rep. 1 and 2. I'll do 20 per side, getting that hip flexor opened up. From here, I'm going to start to open up my my back. I'm going to do some scap band pulls. So what I want to do is I'm going to grab the band here. I'm going to go with the handle on the low side, and from there, I'm going to roll it over once, go to the other side, and roll it over twice. And if it's too hard here, all I got to do is make it wider to make it easier. If it's too easy, I just add another roll to make it more narrow, that'll make it more difficult. And then there's other bands, you can look at other tensions. But from here, what I want to do is, I'm going to be about shoulder width apart, and I'm going to pull back past my back. I'm trying to retract my scapula, my shoulder blades there. If I'm trying to hold a pen or a pencil in between there, in somebody's finger, that's what I want to think about. And as far as neck here, I'm going to keep it down about mid-pec, low pec. I don't want to be coming up into my neck here. And I'll do 3 sets of 20 reps of this. So now we're starting to get more into that warm-up and an actual corrective exercise part of the workout. We're basically finished with our stretching, and the next thing we're going to go into our scap rolls. So we want to do big shoulder rolls, just like this, backwards and forwards. Okay? And we can do that from a push-up position. You can do that on your knees. If you're struggling to hold that plank out, you can work from here or straight from the plank position. So we're going to do 20 of those. And then we're going to work into the next one. It's going to be a TRX row. So the next exercise we're going to do is a TRX row. This is a TRX unit. It's fancy for a rope with handles. I'm not exactly sure what the TRX and TRX stands for, but it's a fancy rope with handles where you can adjust the lengths, which is good for that. We're going to do a row, which is going to be similar to a pull-up. Whenever we say row, again, it's going to be another fancy word for pull. So just think if you hear row or see a machine that says row, it's pull. And so for this pull, what we want to do is we want to focus on stacking the joints here. So I want my ankles below my knees, knees below my hips, hips below my shoulders, and I want to keep those in alignment. I'm going to lower myself backwards here, and I'm going to do a row. I'm going to start with my hands face down, and when I get to the top, they're going to be face up, or palm down, then palm up. Pulling my elbows past my back. Inhale on the way down. Exhale, contract the core. Use the diaphragm as you come up. Inhale. Exhale. Now when I get my elbows back here, past my back is where I'm going to get the most amount of lat recruitment, and that's what I want in this position. Now you'll also notice when I'm doing this movement, I'm not drooping my butt, right? Like we said, I want to keep that posture and that stacking of joints. Now, if this is too easy, all I gotta do is walk closer to the bar, and that's gonna give me a steeper angle and a harder row to do. If I wanna make it easier, I'll adjust by walking further away from the bar. Okay? Also, you'll notice I'm not exploding up, I'm never putting slack into the row, and I'm not standing up at the top. So I'm going to go through, and I want to get 20 reps, 10 to 20 reps, and 3 sets. So I want to get more toward that 20 rep range. So put it at a difficulty where you can get closer to 20 reps, maybe not quite 20, around 18 or so. And you're going to do 3 sets, take 30 to 90 seconds rest in between your sets. Okay, so for the next one, we're going to keep the weight small. We're thinking 2.5 pounds, 7.5, 10 maybe tops, but it's going to be hard. We're going to be doing a lot of reps on lightweight. We're working on small muscles. These are corrective exercises. We're not trying to work on hypertrophy here. We're working on trying to correct posture. So we're calling these W raises and Y raises. And that's because of I'm going to look like the letter W when I'm doing this. So that makes it an easy way to remember. when I'm pulling back here, I'm holding at the top. I'm trying to externally rotate my thumbs outward. Hit that pause. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Externally rotate and pinch at the top. Now the other thing you'll notice, I'm not resting my chin on the bench here, taking a nap. I'm not getting a massage. I'm holding myself up and on the incline. Okay, so that's your W's, and we're thinking 3 sets of 10 to 20. Adjust your weight accordingly. If you can't get to 10, it's too heavy. If you're easily doing 20, maybe you might want to go up a little bit. 3 sets, 10 to 20 reps. Now, the next one's going to be a Y raise, because we look like the letter Y. Same idea. This time, we're keeping the elbow straight, still externally rotating, pulling back and pinching. Like a field goal. And again, 3 sets, 10 to 20, 30 to 90 seconds rest in between sets. Here we're going to be doing back extensions. What we want to do is we want to set the extension so it's right at your pelvis. So when you fold your arms and you come down, go ahead and come down. You can do a full fold over. Now he's going to extend up until he hits my hand. Gets a hyper extension in the lower back here. Pause. Come down nice and slow. Inhale on the way down. Exhale on the way up. Audible exhale. Squeezing the glutes. We want to make sure we're not ever bending the knees here. We want to keep those legs and pelvis pinned towards the bench. And we're going to just do 10 reps. 4, 5, good. Nice and slow. Pause at the top. Big breath. 6. And just doing 10 the first time, and then every time after we'll do another set, adding another 10 reps, and then working up to 20. Good.